Hey everybody, meteorologist Mike Griffith here for East Coast Weather Authority, and we're going to take a look at the rest of April and the month of May as far as temperature anomalies and departures from normal. This is going to be kind of like a long-range outlook because we're looking into the end of May here from April. And if we have some time, we're going to go into maybe even June to see what the overall pattern is expected to be. Let's get right down to it. One of my buddies from back up north here sent me a picture of one of his cousins down here in Jacksonville. This little puff of clouds right here. This was actually a little bit of severe thunderstorms apparently, and it looks like it dropped a funnel cloud or some kind of rope cloud there. I'm not sure if it was a confirmed tornado or not. One of you might be able to leave a comment in the comment section under this video. Other than that, just a few high clouds. Nothing really to write home about today. Beautiful, gorgeous day across the Carolinas. 80 degrees or so, and dry and sunny. Really good night to get out there and hit up the grill. That's what I did tonight. Notice this next feature here, this little disturbance, this spinning thing. This is going to move across Pennsylvania, bring more snow to the mountains, pretty much in the northwest part of Pennsylvania, but rain and some more gloom for Thursday across the northeast, and some more cold weather behind this system as it departs for Thursday and Friday as well. Let's take a look at the GEFS ensembles and what we can expect through the rest of April. And we're looking at the temperature anomalies here in the ensembles for close to the surface here. So it's going to be cold and chilly as we go into the day on Thursday as that disturbance moves through and wraps in a lot of colder air behind it. So it's going to get a lot chillier here as we go into Thursday of this week. Let me back it up here and get it to the right Thursday. Okay, now this is the right one. So Thursday, the day is going to begin warmer than usual. It's going to feel a little bit like maybe even late spring out there across the Carolinas and the southeast, down in the South Carolina and Georgia. And this is going to be a pretty strong cold front that pushes through our area on the day Thursday. So it's going to start to get cold, and by evening, temperatures are going to drop overnight into early Friday morning. So into Friday morning, 8 a.m., it's going to look awfully chilly here across much of the eastern half of the United States. And we're also looking Indy, Chicago, Des Moines, all the way into Philly, Charleston, Raleigh, all the way down into maybe even Tallahassee here, looking like it's going to be below normal Thursday and then Friday. And then into the weekend, too, it's going to remain below normal temperatures. It's going to remain chilly. We're going to be in a cooler and stormier pattern here, especially as we go into later this week and then into the weekend. It's going to be a lot below normal temperatures, even heading into Sunday into the 22nd. So these below normal temperatures remain with us Sunday, Monday, and then even into Tuesday as well. It's looking like these below normal temperatures in the southeast are going to remain here through the 24th and to the 25th of April. No real pronounced warmth at all, even for much of the eastern half of the United States. Wisconsin, Green Bay coming up on a record amount of snow. Same thing for Erie, Pennsylvania. And they could break it if they get just a little bit more, especially with the way the pattern has been. And it's the way the pattern's going to be, too, at least through the 26th. More cold. Looking like we're going to end the month of April on a cold note, okay? Or a cold chord if you want to involve more than one note here. So then, still in the southeast, below normal into the 27th, and pretty good agreement for continued below normal temperatures into the later this month. There could be a brief warm-up. There is a little bit of an indication of some ridging here in the eastern part of the United States that could just be temporary. It could shoot our temperatures up in the southeast, back up to like maybe 83 or 85 degrees, which is completely seasonable for this time of year, so that's what we can expect. Maybe 80s, mid-80s possible in New England and Pennsylvania, the Northeast, out to Chicago, as we're looking into the 29th or so of this month. But then watch this. We go below normal again into right before the 29th and into the 30th or so, as yet more cold air spills down in from Canada, and another Canadian air mass sets in until the 30th of April or so. So it looks like the last day of this month, the 30th, and then into the 1st, it looks like we're going to be starting off May below average in the eastern United States, and even the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast. Only place that's safe from the chill, not surprisingly, is Florida. You don't want to have chill and cold? Go to Miami. Go to Orlando. I wouldn't go anywhere north of Orlando, though, because it looks like that is not going to be safe from the cold. But then the cold spills all the way down to Florida. Looking very cool and stormy here into the 1st of May. And we start off the month of May in a much I don't know about much, but there's a good agreement in the ensembles that the beginning of May for the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd of May is going to be below normal here, according to the GEFS ensembles. This is only one suite of ensembles, so there's going to be the Canadian as well, and that's going to have to agree. And if it doesn't, well, then we're going to have a little bit of a hard time coming up with an accurate forecast. But the GEFS, the GEPS, excuse me, the Canadian ensembles are saying that the month of May is going to start to hit off warmer than average. So it's going against what the GEFS says. I would not put too much salt into the GEPS this far out. I would like to credit the GEFS more because this is saying it's going to be chilly, but then it only disagrees with the GEFS towards the end of the month, which is around the 30th or so, and it starts to say warm where the GEFS was saying cold. Remember that? So for the 1st and 2nd of May, it looks like it's going to be warm according to the Canadian, but I think I'm going to stick with the GEFS because it's got a little bit better track record here in the States with the longer range as far as temperatures and only temperatures are concerned. Okay, now I also promised you that we're going to look at the entire month of May, so here we go. We're going to look at the CFS, which is the climate forecast system, and this gives us an overall idea of a long-term average of what the pattern is going to be. It's not to be taken verbatim, but just to give us an idea of the tendencies of the departure from normal in temperatures through the next 30 days or so. Beyond that, I wouldn't put too much salt into it. Here we go. Looking like below normal, it's agreeing with the GEFS. So there's agreement between the CFS and the GEFS. Between the 2nd of May and 9th of May, below normal for the 1st week of May and into the 9th, below normal, chilly. And then it looks like there's some moderation in air masses, and it looks like we get some nice spring weather from the 16th or so into the 23rd. And then it looks like after that, things just start to trend more towards summertime, and we might be able to finally shake some of the low clouds and chilliness, according to the CEFS, into the later of May, into the 30th or so from the beginning of the month. So it looks like we're going to remain cold or chilly into the later of April, start off May below normal as well, maybe into the 15th or so, but then from the 15th into the 30th of May, the CFS is saying that we're going to be most likely start to warm up a little bit, but probably just remain seasonable. Whatever is normal for May, for temperatures, for the second half is probably what we're going to experience here in the East, because other than the warm spell in February, the winter was actually close to normal. So in this pattern, I wouldn't expect anything extreme as of right now, other than just the snow continuing into April, which is kind of extreme for some people, even the ones up north. But for the chill to remain in the Carolinas is kind of unusual. It looks like that's going to continue into early May, but then once mid-May comes around, we're going to go back into normal conditions, especially here in the southeast. So let me see if I can get to some more longer range data here, because I kind of promised you that I said maybe I'm going to look at June as well. So here we go. The CFS kind of indicating below normal, especially for the southeast here, maybe seasonable later in the month of May as things start to warm up. And then let's roll the dice here and take a look at June. It looks like it's just going to be a normal, seasonable summer month of June. Nothing really to write home about. No pronounced heat waves or anything like that. Just some maybe slightly above average temperatures for June, but other than that, not expecting anything too crazy to begin the month of June. What this is telling me is that if we're going to be seasonable or even a little bit below average into the beginning of May and late April, that's telling me that we're going to have a lot of severe weather, especially in the nation's heartland and Ohio River Valley, and even into the East Coast here. We're going to see cold fronts move through like we did before with the tornadoes in North Carolina and in Virginia. And those are not going to be frequent, and those are going to happen a lot from right now, from April all the way into maybe even late May, and it's into June as well. Things might start to settle down a little bit as we enter June, but late April and the month of May is looking like a very active month for severe weather here in the East Coast. Meteorologist Mike Griffith for East Coast Weather Authority. It is April 18th. I wish everybody a great time. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and tell your friends to head on over to this channel and subscribe as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for your patronage, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I wish you well.